Hi, you guys. Welcome to the Moonchild podcast show. This is Miriam Maris, and I'm hosting my first podcast in English. Before, I've been doing it in Dutch, but I've been switching to English. My program is in English now. How to Rock Your Marriage, it's called. And so it's only natural for me to do this in English right now. So this is my first podcast episode in English. And why Moonchild, right? I called this podcast Moonchild because when I look at the moon, I always feel calm, I feel confident, and I feel there is space. It calms me down to look at the moon and to realize that everything in life is a phase, and you're going from a new moon to full moon to shine, and then back internally to new moon again. So for me, the moon is the circle of life, really, and it happens on a monthly basis. And I'm so happy that I discovered the moon as, I really feel connected to the moon. And that's why my podcast is called Moonchild. And what is this podcast about? This podcast is for me to take you on my path and to show it to you. What it feels like to live in abundance, to live your life fully, be aware, and to actually enjoy the life you have. No matter what circumstances you're in, I feel you can always feel abundant in life, and that's what I'm here to show you. So I hope this excites you, because it's so great to feel abundant, even though you always have something to improve, or there's always something that feels, that needs to be worked on. But I'm going to show you on my path what I do to feel abundant on a daily basis. And for me, I discovered yesterday, and this is the first step that I'm going to show you. Yesterday, it became really clear. I was on a coaching day, and I was at the beach, and the weather was nice, so the circumstances were good. But what really hit me yesterday is that I have always believed in abundance, even though I didn't know it myself. So what is abundance to me? Abundance to me is when I feel free, when I have fun, and when my life is in a flow. And it's so different than coming from a place of lack, right? A place of lack is a place where you always want more, you need more, you check your videos more, you check your Facebook more, and there's never enough for everybody. And to give you a small example from my life that really came to me yesterday, that I've always felt abundant and I always longed for abundance in my life, is that you have two kinds of people in a shopping situation, right? The ones that go to like the Bijenkorf sale day, where there's 3 days of women grasping, the Black Friday feeling, right? Where you go and get everything your heart desire, or even more, for on sale, and people are grasping, and they're taking stuff, and they're buying things that they really don't need, and they come home with a bag full of things, and they go like, oh, okay, and then they put it in their cupboard, and then it's there for a while, and then after a year they toss it out because they don't feel happy about it. So that's a place of lack for me. That's a place where you're grasping, where you always want more, where you go for the lowest price on the lowest. It's low. It's low in energy. And when I hear that, and when I hear myself say this, I can feel the energy drop. And there's also people, and I discovered yesterday that is actually me, and that is also what feels abundant to me. And abundant for my Dutch listeners is overvloed, right? And lack is scarcity. For me, I really enjoy like the little boutiques where I know the person behind the counter, and they say, "Hi Miriam, how are you doing today? Would you like a cup of tea? Can I help you with anything?" And sometimes I buy something, and sometimes I don't. And It's usually more expensive than, the big Primark, H&M, Zara, all those kinds of shops. And don't get me wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but I so much more enjoy um, going to a place where I know the people, where they know me, where they know what suits me, where they feel like, oh, I'm so glad to see you because I just got this sweater and it really reminds me of you. And that might be a sales pitch or not, but it makes me feel at home. It makes me feel like I'm welcome, and it makes me feel abundant by just, having someone say that to me. And don't get me wrong, I do like sale. I just don't like the feeling of buying stuff that I really don't need, but just buying it because it's cheap. And that makes me feel lack. And the other, like little boutique, makes me feel abundant. So what I'm trying to say here is that yesterday it became clear that I've always been fond of abundance. I've always liked that lifestyle better than a place of lack. And it has everything to do with energy. And when you wake up in a low energy, right? When you're fearful, or when you're sleepy, or when you're grumpy, or when you're having a mood swing or whatever, your energy is low, right? And what do you get normally when your energy is low? You get low energy resonance. The rest of the day will go, you know, not so smoothly. Let's call it that. And not so smoothly because you wake up in a bad vibe, a low energy, and you get grumpy, and you shout at someone, or you react in a grumpy way and they react back, and you end up in a traffic jam, and you go like, oh my gosh, I'm in a hurry, and you're behind things the whole time. But when you wake up feeling energized, or when you wake up in a situation where you open your eyes and you go like, oh yeah, this is a new day. This is my partner is lying beside me, and oh my gosh, he looks so sweet. Or when your kids are in your bed and you're really enjoying it, and it's a little bit cold outside, and you go like, I can stay in for another 5 minutes beneath this lovely blanket. You can hear it in my voice, right? That's a totally different energy, and it's a high energy. And the energy frequency of that is high. It's love, it's abundance, it's joy, it's fun, it's freedom, and all the high level vibrations that a person can have. And so this podcast for me is to show you the way on how I make my life abundant, even though my circumstances are not, life's not perfect, right? We all experience things that we really don't like, and that we hate even, or that it doesn't look so sunny. But if you come from a place where you come from abundance instead of lack, then it becomes clear what you need to do in order to solve this problem, in order to grow, in order to thrive again, in order to take the next step up the hill instead of bumping into a wall the whole time, right? Life can be challenging, or life is challenging, and it can feel like you're walking up the hill. But if you take the next step from a place of abundance, from a place of joy, and from a place of I'm going to solve this, and I'm going to grow, and I'm going to learn, then everything, like Marie Forleo always says, everything is figure-outable, and you will get there if you come from a place of abundance. But when you come from a place of lack, you go like, oh my gosh, I'm hitting another wall. There's another door in front of me, and I need to open it, and I can't find the key, and oh my freaking, how am I going to do this? You can hear it in my voice, right? The energy drops immediately. So, yesterday it became clear that what you need for this is 3 elements. You need, we're all human beings that have a spirit, a soul. I use the word spirit and soul, through each other, so they mean the same thing to me. Your spirit is your soul, and vice versa. So there is a soul level, there is a mind level, and there is a body level. And for me, feeling abundance on a spiritual or soul level, it has to do with meditating. And it has to do with connecting to myself on a spiritual level. What would I want? What do I need? What do I love? And I've been doing that for quite some time now. I'm going to be sharing lots more about that in later episodes. And I've also been really working on the mindset level, right? I want to feel abundant. I'm doing my exercises. I'm constantly coming back to abundance. I've done multiple courses on mindset trainings, and I'm doing the work. So I'm doing the work on a mindset level, and I'm doing the work on a spiritual level. But somehow it didn't work out, and I didn't feel abundant on a body level. Sometimes, right? Sometimes I could feel it, but often I couldn't feel it. And yesterday it became so clear to me, thanks to Cynthia Kloosterman from Cynthia's Adventures, that I need to do more embodiment. I need to let this sink into my body and actually do what I have to do and do it now. Instead of being a conceptual, picture in my head of how abundance must feel like, I need to feel abundant now. And how do I do that? I do that on different levels and just do what makes me feel joyous and what really helps me to shift my perspective and go to the next level of my life. So, for instance, for me now, what I really feel like I need to declutter some things in my environment. I'm sitting in my office now and I'm looking at files and I'm looking at papers and I'm looking at things that I don't want to see when I come from an abundant place. It makes me feel down and it makes me feel like I really need to work hard if my environment here at work is cluttered, and I need to clear that out. So that is on a body level. I can have like the biggest and best ideas on how to change my life, but if I don't actually do it and embody it, then it's not going to change. So here's my question for you today. What do you need to change on a spiritual, on a soul, on a mind level, and on a body level, so an actual action plan in order to feel abundant? So take a piece of paper and a pen and jot it down for yourself on a spiritual level, on a body level, and on a mind level. What do you need to do to feel abundant, to feel joy, to feel love again? And which areas do you need to work on? For me, step number 1 now is decluttering. So I'm going to clean up my bedroom tonight and toss away the things that don't make me feel happy. Just like Marie Kondo always says, what sparks joy for you? So that's my message for you today. Have a look at what makes you feel in a place of lack, a place of scarcity, and what needs to shift on a spiritual level, on a mindset level, and on a body level in order to reach that abundance. And if you don't know, then give me a shout out. You can follow me on Facebook at Maris Coaching, Maris Coaching, that is Maris Coaching. Also on Instagram for extra daily, inspiration. And I'll be posting another episode of the Moonchild Podcast Show very, very soon. I'll see you soon, guys. And I hope you really enjoyed this. Give me a shout out. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for your time. And I'll speak to you very soon. Ciao.